All right, let's talk about something that's quietly running our digital lives, associative search. This is the secret sauce, the magic, behind how so many apps make these incredibly smart, personalized choices just for you every single day.
I mean, think about it for a second. Have you ever been using Spotify or maybe Netflix and it just serves up the perfect next thing? It almost feels like it can read your mind. How does it know what you want? Well, that's exactly the puzzle we're going to solve today.
You see, it all boils down to one simple truth. One size fits all just doesn't work. The best choice for me is probably not the best choice for you. And that's the real challenge here. How do you build an AI that actually gets that and knows what to do about it?
So let's look at the old way versus the smart way. The old way, what we call non-associative, is just trying to find the single best thing for everybody. Think of a radio station just playing the global top 10 on repeat. Sure, it's popular, but it's not personal. The smart way, the associative way, is all about finding the best action for each situation. It's not about the top 10 songs. It's about finding that one unique song based on your specific taste. See the difference? It learns to associate the action with the situation.
Okay, to really make this stick, let's use an analogy. It'll make everything super clear. Let's pretend we're building our very own AI, a smart DJ. And this DJ's mission isn't just to play popular music, but to actually learn what makes you tick musically.
So the goal for our smart DJ is pretty straightforward, but it's also incredibly powerful. It's not just about playing good music. It's about playing the right music for the right person. It wants to become a student of your personal taste, so it can get as many thumbs ups as possible over time.
So, how in the world does it learn? Well, it's not magic, it's a process. Our smart DJ gets better and better through what we call a learning loop. It's this constant cycle. It observes, it acts, and then it learns from the feedback you give it. Rinse and repeat. And this learning loop has 4 core steps, which we're going to walk through one by one. First, observe the context. Second, choose an action. Third, get a reward. And fourth, the most important part, update the policy. All right, first up is context. This is just a fancy word for all the information the AI has before it has to make a decision. So for our smart DJ, what's the context? It's you. It's the listener. It could be your age, the time of day, and especially the songs you've liked before. All that stuff is the context. Next, you've got the action. This one's easy. It's just a choice the AI can make from all its options. So for our DJ, the actions are the different genres of music it can play. Should it spin some rock, some pop, maybe a little jazz? Each of those is an action. And after the action comes the reward. This is the feedback. It's the signal that tells our AI whether its choice was a good one or a bad one. In our DJ analogy, the reward is your reaction. You hit the thumbs up button, that's a huge positive reward. You skip the song immediately, yep, that's a negative reward. Simple as that. And finally, the whole thing is driven by the policy. Honestly, the best way to think about the policy is as the AI's brain. It's the strategy it uses to connect the context, you, to an action, the song. It's the DJ's growing understanding of your personal taste. Okay, so we've looked at all the individual pieces of the puzzle: context, action, reward, and policy. Now let's put it all together and see this thing in action. So picture this. A listener opens the app and this person absolutely loves rock music. That right there, that's our context. So the smart DJ looks at its policy, its brain, and decides, okay, let's try a classic rock song. That's the action. And what happens? The user loves it, smashes that like button. That's our positive reward. And then, boom, the learning happens. The DJ updates its policy and thinks, noted, this person likes classic rock. And next time, its choice will be even smarter. That's the loop.
We've gone through a lot, but if there's only one thing you remember from all of this, let it be this next point. This is the core idea that makes everything we've talked about so powerful.
Here it is. The big takeaway is that associative search, which is a problem solved by what we call contextual bandits, is all about learning the best action, not just in general, but for each specific situation. It's about making that smart connection between a context and an action. That's the whole game. And that's how we get these recommendations that feel like they're reading our minds. But it also opens up a really interesting question, doesn't it? What happens when an action doesn't just get you a reward, but it actually changes the next situation you find yourself in? Well, that is a much deeper story for another time. Thanks for diving in with me.